Alrighty, so I'm going to give a warning right now. If you are not in the mood for some negative news or to discuss some potential negative news moving forward with Six Flags, do not watch this video. This video is going to be pretty much talking about all the negative things that could be happening to Six Flags moving forward. It is going to be a very negative themed video, and I apologize for that, but I'm going off of some recent news out of some investors. I'm going to go off of some trends I'm hearing and rumors I'm hearing, which leads me to say everything in this video is not for sure. Everything in this video is mere speculation and just analyzing rumors and stuff like that. So please take everything in this video with a grain of salt until Six Flags themselves comes out and says anything, or you hear anything from an actual media outlet. This is just me reacting to actual news I read online and news that I've read from investors, and looking at the amount of money that Six Flags is owing and looking forward at the little amount of money that Six Flags is going to make during the 2020 season. All right, so that brings me into the actual concept of the video. Will Six Flags go bankrupt by 2024? And my honest opinion is it is looking very likely that Six Flags will go bankrupt by 2024. And I'm going to explain why. So there was a recent article on www.fool.com. I strongly suggest you go look it up. It's got a lot of information pertaining to why Six Flags is in a really awkward and uncomfortable position. No matter the outlook that the new CEO has, they're in a really tough situation. And the moves they've been making make a lot more sense now after reading this article. I've been able to piece together a lot of what's happened in the recent times with that whole potential merger and other actions the chain has taken. So I'm extremely interested to see how the next couple years play out. It's almost like a reality TV show, and I'm strongly invested in it. Anyways, let's get on. I'm trying to make this video under 10 minutes. Okay. So Six Flags looks set to continue underperforming the market that the US market is seeing. It's rapidly growing. So Six Flags is looking to continue underperforming in the US market. They keep updating their guidelines, and now with mandated lockdowns in the States in 2020, it looks like Six Flags parks may not even open until July. We have been saying that on this channel for quite some time, but that's okay. Which also gives them that whole factor of a deteriorating income, or cash flow is what they like to call it. So Six Flags is going to have little to none cash flow in the 2020 season, and they have about $100 million in interest that they have to pay yearly on the loans that are due in 2024. So if you are estimating, like this article is saying, they're putting a price tag or a revenue thing of around $150 million, and you owe $100 million in interest, and then you have all those other expenses that come into play of running a theme park or investing in the theme parks, it leads you to believe, or one to assume, what are the attractions going to be for 2021 or 2022? You have $50 million left over to spend. You're going to end up with hardly anything to spend on future attractions and additions. And then are you setting yourself up for success when those debts mature in 2024? No. So again, it's a really valid argument or a concept to look at as to the future of Six Flags. How are they going to survive past this? And I know a lot of people don't like to discuss this, but it's something that you have to discuss. So Six Flags had $97.4 million in revenue from sponsorships in 2019. This I already discussed in a previous video. This I knew, which is down from $100.1 million in revenue from sponsorships in 2018, which represents 7% of Six Flags' revenue. That being said, if it continues to fall, obviously they're losing a major portion of their revenue moving forward. They had a lackluster fourth quarter, which we knew as well from stockholders. That's part of the reason why the stock market for Six Flags crashed before the That Shall Not Be Named started in 2020. And quarterly revenue fell year over year from $269.5 million to $261 million. This 3% decline in attendance was partially due to the decline in revenue. I'm trying to read off like a script. As you can tell, this is why I don't read scripts. Trying to see if there's anything else that's important to you guys that you don't know yet. This is one that I really like. So Six Flags has an over optimistic guidance. So the new CEO is definitely super optimistic, and that is something I actually do really like about him. He's super optimistic. He's got a really good game plan, but unfortunately, you have to ask that question: is it too late to save Six Flags? And potentially, it just might be the wrong time. You have 4 years, 3 years left before your debts mature. You have 1 out of those 3 to 4 years that is now in the garbage. For anyone that doesn't know, they're sending out surveys asking if people would like a 1 free additional year on top of their memberships if they continue to pay for their memberships, which is insane. That's setting yourself up for failure. Like, you're really going to go give a bunch of people a free year membership, setting 2021 up for failure again as well with hardly any revenue. Like, it just doesn't seem smart to me, the business practices that Six Flags is implementing. Like, thank goodness Cedar Fair had a 40% increase in season pass sales before all this happened, because now their pockets are lined somewhat. We know Cedar Fair has a lot of money put aside. Why doesn't Six Flags have a savings account? Ultimately, why don't they have money set aside for a rainy day? Those are questions I would like to ask, and maybe moving forward, if they don't fail, maybe they should set money aside. So Six Flags hopes it can reopen its parks in April, but as the pandemic spreads across the US, these lockdowns could last far longer than management is projecting, making Six Flags guidance impossible to meet. According to an analyst at Oppenheimer, Six Flags parks will probably be closed until the beginning of July. The firm believes the company's 2020 adjusted EBITDA will fall to just $150 million. Crazy. High debt levels, a cause for concern. This is my favorite part of the article. Six Flags' heavily leveraged business model makes it deteriorating cash flow especially troubling. The company reported $2.3 billion in long-term debt at the end of 2019, as well as around $113 million in interest expenses for the year. A dramatic fall in 2020 EBITDA will make it harder for the company to comfortably meet its debt obligations while also funding the planned capital expenditures and a quarterly dividend that will pay out $85 million this year at 25 cents per share. With no significant debt maturities until around 2024, Six Flags is unlikely to go bankrupt right now, but its strained cash flow situation may lead to another dividend cut or reduced capital expenditures, which will suppress future growth. Overall, Six Flags will have a hard time coming out of the that shall not be named pandemic unscathed. So that's where it leads to a lot of those questions. Will Six Flags survive what's going on in the world right now? What are the investments for the coming years going to look like if they owe their stockholders about $85 million? Their interest rates for their loans are $113 million, but they're only making $150 million in EBITDA. How are they gonna manage moving forward? There's gonna be a lot of cuts. The investments are going to get really, really awkward if there isn't even going to be any, which also leads to little growth. They're now offering free memberships for 2021 for anyone that keeps their membership going, or we think they're going to offer that, sorry. It'll be really interesting to see what Six Flags does. I'm curious to hear from you guys. What do you guys think Six Flags needs to do to save themselves from a possible bankruptcy in 2024? Do you think they can survive? Do you have a lot of trust and faith in this new CEO? Personally, I do. I really like this new CEO. If for anyone that knows, I went from thinking Six Flags was a doom company to the new CEO kind of really impressing me, and I was like, oh, things are going to go really well, actually. I really like this guy. And now when this article was presented to me, these were questions I wasn't even looking at, which is weird for me, is what are they going to do? Like, no one's going to be making money in 2020 regardless. Cedar Fair's not going to be making money. Disney's not going to be making money. Six Flags ain't going to be making money. A lot of enthusiasts think the minute these gates open, they're going to be generating income. No, a lot of people still aren't going to go to theme parks. The minute this calms down, they're still going to be a little afraid. It's going to take till 2021, I think, for parks to start generating income. Anyways, these are the questions I want you guys to ask yourself. Do you think Six Flags is going to go bankrupt in 2024? Comment down below what you think. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share this video for others to enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Sorry it ended up being 10 minutes. There was just a lot to discuss. Anyways, stay safe, stay clean, stay distanced. Have a good one, guys. Bye.